This is the city, Denton, Texas.
Bum, bum, bum.
Some of us work here. Some of us play. I carry a badge.
Law and Order.
There we go. There we go. So, hello everybody. I'm Ed Pugh, president here at Reaper Miniatures.
And I'm not Ron Hawkins. I'm Brother Dave, not ordained.
Yes.
I'm Dave Baker from Trenchworks.
Trenchworks. He's our guest tonight.
He's our guest, special guest tonight.
Yes.
Ed told me we were going to have Justin Bieber and didn't have
I
to.
look a little different. Longer hair, less tattoos.
So, let's see. Oh, that's right. Ron's spiel. Here at Reaperland. No, it's Reaper Live.
Reaper Live.
Reaper Live.
Reaper Live.
Let's see. I'm going to put my own spin on it. We're going to talk about capitalization of interest on passive activities under the alternative minimum tax tonight.
No, we're not. No, we're not. No.
Well, it's
Why
better
don't
than
we
what
just
Ron
go ahead?
says.
No, why don't you keep thinking that?
Yeah.
We're just going to get right over and start talking to Dave here. All right.
Mine's really interesting.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. All right.
So real quick, announcements, right? Hashtag free is open right now, so if you guys want to type it in, you can.
I can type in hashtag free?
You can type it. No, Dave, not you.
Oh.
That Dave can. Dave can get some free stuff.
Oh, okay.
But you guys can't.
How did I
The
do that?
giveaway
Oh,
is.
you get in the chat through Twitch on your phone?
The giveaway is right
The giveaway
there.
is
Tonight.
the Harrogate Graveyard set,
Which is the walls and the grave
the
and
walls,
everything.
and then the Obsidian Crypt.
Yes. Both together.
Both together.
So start getting your hashtag free and good.
And to confirm,
Somebody fell asleep. Paul did.
and to confirm, audio is working because I have a visual bug on my end, so I just want to make sure they can hear us.
Yeah, I think, well, everybody's getting
about
in there
me?
free, so.
Unless they're just seeing you hold stuff up and going free,
Yeah.
free, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right, so that's that announcement real
here's our-
quick.
Right, there's
That's
our.
done.
We got
Okay,
the,
so we've got past the intro.
Finally.
yes, first success. Let's celebrate them.
All right,
So, Dave,
keep it on a
tell us
roll.
about Trenchworks.
Trenchworks.
Actually, we got something. How did you get into the hobby?
Oh, the hobby?
Just the
Yeah.
whole thing.
All new
Actually,
guests have
so
to tell us
when
that.
I was, let's see, probably 9 or 10.
Oh, that was good. Well, anyway, how do we
yeah,
get to
yeah, that's,
No.
I got a book, and
Yeah.
it was models, and it was really cool, so that just stuck.
But you're like a DM. You do a lot of stuff. So how
Oh,
did you
yeah.
get into
How'd
all
you
of
get
the
into the
gaming
hobby
side?
of doing all this?
Let's see, it was 6th grade, and we played it before school. We played D&D before school with a couple of my friends.
You found some Reaper miniatures.
And we found some Reaper miniatures, and then, that would have been, let's see, I was a little old for 6th grade at that point.
I'm messing with you.
But yeah, that's we just started playing when we were kids. And,
Yeah?
And it stuck. It moved on to Warhammer. You know, we built big arm. I'm sorry, should I not say that? Is that bad? Am I gonna get kicked off? No. Okay. Well, we moved on to that. We did those games, and slowly we just did more stuff, and then.
So what did you enjoy playing? Did you enjoy clerics or wizards or?
Oh, Ranger.
Ranger.
I'm a
really?
6th level Ranger. I got a good animal
okay.
tracking skill too.
All right. Good to know.
Yeah. So.
And then somehow you meandered and you end up
And you're
printing
doing tanks.
stuff. Printing.
Oh yeah, so so I used to work for some larger companies, and I left that industry in 2006, and I started my own business as an engineering company. We build medical equipment for various people and for you as well. And we bought into 3D printers, and we started using them for building some of our parts, and we like tanks and other miniatures, and we said, well, hey, can we print something? And so the fella, Nate Brooks, one of our artists at the time, he went about building a Yogg Panther, and we printed it, and it looked really cool. And then we just started getting bigger, and now we've got 13 printers that we print very high definition parts. A lot of the parts that you guys use here in the resin casting, or that are resin cast, we've done those for you. So the problem with 3D printing, we couldn't quite make the volume we needed, so that led us to make resin castings. And now we have a 3D printing business, a resin casting business, and then we make tanks and other models.
It's just
for all
funny how
sorts
that
of
just
people.
sort of permeates.
Yeah.
Yeah,
One
and
good
it
bleeds this into bleed
Yep,
into that.
it was a total accident. It was totally not intended, and here we are.
Little side trivia: the company they used to make washing machines, competed with them, is now out of the washing machine, and they were making parts for the shuttle.
Yeah.
It just merged and just kind of
kept
morphed.
going and
Yeah, it's weird. Breeze and Stratton, I used to work for them. They made washing machines as well in 1907.
So what kind of tank is this?
It's a FT-17. This was, I think we made this several years ago. We designed it for 28 millimeter, And we got a bigger printer one day. It was a 16 by 14 by 16, and well, the first thing you do
First
is,
is, of
what can we
course,
print?
Yeah.
So we
something.
made this, and it's always been kind of fun. We took it to a lot of the different shows, and people always want to get their picture taken with it. We were at a show. I think Ed saw it, and he said he wanted it, so we gave it to him.
No, it wasn't that easy. Okay,
Wasn't?
no. I had to work them hard. Yeah.
So anyway, that's where it's in his office now, and I guess we need to print another
Part
one.
of part
We
of
need
the
to do something
tour
else.
if you go on a tour.
Yeah, I guess we'll print a tiger for you. I think is what
Yeah,
you wanted.
yeah,
So,
there you go.
Yep.
But now this isn't the normal size you print. This is a one-off.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes,
Normally,
this
what
is
you're
not
printing
normal.
are 28 millimeter
28
scale.
millimeter. We do really small pieces. We can do anything. We could take this model that's been designed, and we could print from about a 1/285th scale to
Oh, wow.
1/35th.
Wow.
This is a, what is this? 8? No,
I
12.
don't know.
We
Well,
did 12
it's
scale.
12 scale. Yeah.
It took about 2.5 days to print it.
Mm.
Wow.
Yeah.
So anyway, but also Dave, and why he's here is he's also the one that built all our machines, and we're going to see that later in the show.
Yeah.
But our Audrey, the paint machine, anybody's been on tour and seen that, and he's got a lot of good videos for that, and we'll cover that later on.
Yeah. I have
So-
a side story for that too.
Oh, yeah.
I was telling you about it earlier.
So anyway, we got to go. We got
Yeah,
a lot
we
to
gotta
cover
move on.
tonight.
We
So
got
we
Rita
have
Harley in the room, and Etherworks Nick is here.
Yep, I saw Nick. Let's see who else. It's almost like Romper Room sometimes.
Yeah. I
Anyway,
see David and
Yeah. We have, let's go over our shows real quick. We have Miniature Monday with Josh Davis, and that's 3 Central. We have Toolbox Pro Tips with Ann Forrester at 11 Central on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We have Terrain Tuesday with myself at 3, and we have Ann at 3 on Toolbox at 3 Central on Wednesday. Then we have Painting Platinum with Sadie. She was on earlier today at 3, and then you have Reaper Live now. And then tomorrow at 3, we have the Reaper Live update.
yes.
And we're changing our format up a little bit here, and that's why you've got Ron, and Ron's not here tonight. On the weeks that we're doing an official Bones 5 update,
which is the first and the
okay,
third week.
Ron
of
will be
Friday.
on the Friday show to answer all the questions. And then tonight you get to see the update. It's like getting last night's headlines early,
yeah.
or at night before everybody else. And that's what's going to happen here. So we'll
and we
show
get
you all
to
that
make
stuff.
up stuff, and then Ron can go on tomorrow and correct us.
I don't know why. Well, if we might get him to be able to 28 millimeters haunt.
Also, Corsair, the answer is yes to your question.
So that's all our shows, and I'm going to give you all a quick projects update before I turn it over to Dave. And Badger Airbrush, we are ready. We're getting our supply list together. We're getting all that stuff in. We're looking at the. Let's see. We're still Q2, but we're trying to actually get prototypes in because
Yeah.
Aaron's going to be in a few weeks, so that he can actually do a Twitch show using the new airbrush design.
Spoiler alert, too, by the way, guys.
What?
Aaron Lovejoy is going to be here.
It's not spoiled. I already knew.
Well, you knew. They didn't know. So Reaper Toolbox Pro Tips on 11 on the 30th. At 11 a.m. on the 30th, we're going to have Aaron Lovejoy showing us some brush stuff.
Hopefully,
Airbrush
if it
stuff.
comes in.
And we're hoping to do it with
Yeah.
the Reaper airbrush. So it's going to be a special episode, guys.
So then anyway, and the last thing I have is the Pokey Tools are on sale in the store. So we've got a batch of those going. So we have that done. We're having to mark this stuff off.
Did you want to talk about the paint kit?
Oh yeah, last week we debuted our piece here, or I guess it was last week, whatever. We showed you we're going to this new insert for the paint sets. And right off the bat, everybody started asking, does it fit the old case, the rounded case? And we didn't know. So we went and found out, and luckily it does, just like a glove. So you can see there, it'll go right in, it'll close up. So these will be available separately to replace foam and things like that. But anyway, they do fit the old cases perfectly.
We planned that for you.
Oh, good. Saved us. That's right. They also good. Trenchworks did all of the work
Yeah.
on this. You did the design. I mean, all of the CADing, the design, the printing, everything.
Yep.
So,
Real
anyway.
fast here. Matt Nuke Fit 151, you came in late. This is tonight's giveaway right here. Let's see, where's the camera? Ah, there.
Over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you
Obsidian
got that
Crypt.
upside. There we go. There we go.
Obsidian
Perfect.
Crypt and the Harrow Graveyard set. And spoons. How fast are the pokies selling? They're selling very fast. I think we've already sold through half or 2/3.
Probably half. They are going really well.
Yeah.
I actually haven't had time to go down there and find out. But I did hear, I asked Cindy as she was flipping by at 1,000 miles an hour and did that. So So anyway, we did that, but also too, this is something else. Really amazing stuff out of Trenchworks. You had the Hydra up here.
Yeah.
Pull that guy down.
Yeah, and
Take
get all that
these
stuff
down.
off. Leave.
There we go.
Can you shoot the? There we go.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Let's see, Julie.
We want to move that water.
Water?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the water looks great, but
Yeah.
For those who are thirsty.
Now these are. You can just put them on. Yeah.
No, it's
we're
got
not
to
there.
turn a certain way.
These are you did the resins for this and
Right,
yeah.
right. You'll send us these were Julie sculpts. I
Sculpt,
think?
yeah,
Yep,
uh-huh.
yep.
Yes.
So they were a hand sculpt. So we take those and we'll put them into silicone, and then we'll do. Ron
Resin
will call
shots.
us and say he wants 5 or 6 of these copies,
Mm-hmm.
and then we send them to you, and you'll send them to painters or anyone else, or use those for your manufacturer
For the pre-production
bones.
down
Yep,
there,
yep.
yeah.
So we do quite a few models for you. I think we've done. I don't know.
lot.
Hundred.
A
Yeah,
lot.
Last time I was out
You're
there,
getting
there was a
closer to
lot.
the 1,000 now. I mean, and we do all the prints, or a lot of the prints. I know you guys have some forums, and we have several machines that do that for
Well, you do all our final production prints. We'll use ours here for volumetric printing to double check it, see how it works. And they're form 2
Size.
and form 3.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
nonetheless, that's about really all we're using them for. Anything that needs to look really cool and spiff.
Yeah, we do we got really sharp details, and we see it all the time, so we can tell, oh, that's a form print, or that's an Envision Tech
Yeah.
print, or we see a lot of different crazy looking
we did
stuff.
that.
So.
Loving
Well-
the dragon bust. Love that.
So let's get on to what do you have over there stuck in your corner?
All right. What we have here is the Mermaid. Excuse me, get my run sheet here. The Drunken Mermaid bar by Andy Pieper. Put it there. You can see the barrels, and of course the Drunken Mermaid. It's tied up on the bar with some lanterns there.
is that mermaid naked?
No.
Okay.
Why?
Why? I don't know.
You have a mermaid?
I know
today?
we're just sitting up in this room talking to each other with 0 people watching
Right. Yeah.
on a public
no.
platform.
Anyway, it's got some lanterns, and they're using doors. I love the fact that they're using doors as the bar top. So that's really cool. Then we have some of the, well, let's see, we'll put that one there, and this one here. This is all part of the Brian Wynn's Skeleton Pirates by Bob Rodolphi, and painted, or these are not painted yet, but now you printed these, correct?
They did the resins.
We did the
resins-
resins for
the
those.
resins
Those were
for those? Yeah.
hand sculpts as well.
So we'll get more for scale there. And then we have some of the pirates here that have already been painted.
Oh, those are cool.
Yeah, and Bob
those are
Rodolphi
painted.
sculpted these, and they're painted by Lord David.
Yeah, David
Cecil.
Cecil.
Yeah.
And they're part of the Brandywine expansion.
Expansion.
Everything
yes.
but the bar is part of the
Yeah,
Brandywine
the bar
expansion.
is something
and that's
separate.
a separate add-on.
But yeah, I love those pirates.
So when they come around, can we stop it and they can look at them closer? Or do you guys keep it running?
Well, we usually keep it running, but
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
we
that's
can
fine,
stop.
leave it running.
No,
We
no,
can-
no,
we
no,
can
no,
change
no,
it
no.
up.
You
No.
want to disrupt everything? We'll do that.
There's a way we settle this, but we just can't right now.
No, next week.
Next week, fine. So,
All right.
Trial by combat?
almost.
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
okay.
Almost. There we go. There we go.
So, anyway, some really good looking stuff. So we have that out. And then, now that's going to be part of, let me get to my sheet. It's really complicated tonight. The physical models, because I guess you want to just go ahead and finish up the Bones 5? Because that's what we're in the middle
Yeah,
of there.
sure.
So there's your physical models. Now we have some turnarounds real quick. Do you have any of those ready to go?
For
Now, no, let me explain. I didn't finish explaining. We're doing the Bones 5 at night, and then Ron will be here tomorrow for the official update.
To
answer the
correct
questions,
all the
right.
mistakes
I
that we
did
make.
say that.
correct. Correct. So we're going to do our turnarounds right
Let's
now.
do our
Yeah,
turnarounds.
Okay.
let's do our turnarounds.
Okay, which one do you want to do first? Or do you even know? You have
No,
a
I've
list
got them
there.
here. Just surprise
Yeah.
us.
No, you give me a name first.
It starts with a C.
Okay.
No, C, not K.
Go fish.
Yeah. This is the Merchant Fair by Christie Van Patten.
Do you have any threes?
Okay, I see. This one.
Blackjack.
There you go.
Oh, wow. I like that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Now, this isn't Christine Van Patten, though. I believe this is Andy Pieper.
Okay.
Oh, and them, both.
Yeah, they're both doing.
Brandywine
this
Merchant
Pieper did
and
this
Fair
one.
by Christie Van Patten and Andy Pieper. You're right.
And it's got the monkey
Okay,
there.
there it
Yeah,
is.
that's cool.
That's really neat. I like that.
And so this is the Pirate Merchant or the Merchant. Yeah.
Brandywine Merchant Fair.
Brinewood Merchant. Okay,
Fair.
yeah. Very
Okay.
cool. Yeah.
And it's based on concept art. Izzy Collier's concept art.
Yeah.
So we have that. As we're just going to muddle through this. Ron makes it look so easy, right? Then we have next, it starts with a B.
The picture?
Yes.
Brian?
No.
Beastman.
Well, that's one, but that was not what I was thinking of. That goes down later. I'm just doing it to myself at that point. The other
So-
turnaround, the Brian Windoxys.
You said B.
I know.
Yeah, these
Well,
are the
Brian
Beastmen.
starts with a B.
This
But I
is-
meant a different B than the
This
B
is
you found.
power-ups
Great.
added to the pledge manager. Keep it going, Ed. Keep it
Oh,
going.
okay. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Okay, so
yeah. There you go.
yeah, he's giving us time. Beastman Power Up by Jason Weeby.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
and
that's
this
good.
is an add-on to the pledge manager. It's not part of was not part of the normal Kickstarter.
Right,
Yeah.
We might as well do the other one of these too while we're at it.
right, perfect. The Demonic Legion Power Up, and this will be added as well tomorrow.
Now see, that just screams Christmas to me.
In a way, yeah.
Did you see our new releases for December?
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
So-
Lord of Hell.
oh, that's right. Yeah.
What is the price point for the first one though? Does it tell you, or do you know? Ed?
No.
No.
$12 obviously on this one.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Ed.
12.
I thought you were gonna set up a
12
trick
comes to my
question.
mind. I'm getting.
Yeah, give me a
yeah.
trick
I
question.
know it's
here.
not 12 rubles, but
Yeah. What's the price point on the other? Do you know?
no idea. There's
No,
no
this is
dollar
blank.
amount on it, so
Well, it's not
So-
free, just in case anybody's
Just-
watching.
oh, is that it? It's a typo. All right. All right.
all right. So let me just tell you what I've got. Okay.
Okay.
I've got the Orc Doxy and I've got the Halfling Doxy. Those are the two I have left.
That's
what's-
the Brian Wind Doxies. Half Doxy and half Orc Doxy, Halfling.
That one is the Orc.
That's Christie Van Patten.
Correct.
Yeah.
No, that's not her. It was sculpted by her.
Yeah, it was sculpted by her.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think she looks like that.
Based on concept art by Izzy.
Mm-hmm.
And so that one's gone.
And they had
then-
to overextend the tusks to get them so you could actually see them and paint them.
Yeah. And then the other is the Halfling.
Where's
Which do you
the
really
halfling?
think of a Halfling as a Doxy? I guess so.
Well, there you go.
I'm gonna confess something to you, Ed. I don't know what a Doxy is.
I don't either, but Ron came in, he
Okay,
told us it's
yeah,
a
I
real
was
word.
asking Ron, because
So-
I love looking up words that Ron uses, and he said that it was,
It was legit, and so I'm sort of thinking, like, is he trolling us?
yeah.
Yeah.
He says they're hookers.
Oh.
We're not supposed to say hooker?
Well, we have Doxy for that.
Oh,
Okay, there you go.
I guess hooker is forbidden.
Forbidden. There's a
kids
long
watch
list
it.
of that. Yeah.
Let's try this. Games Workshop. What happens?
Oh, nothing. We're fine.
And important news, though, the Pledge Manager now does have PayPal Live. So you can get on and use PayPal.
I saw
Yes.
someone ask earlier about if you can use a prepaid Visa on the Pledge Manager.
I don't believe so. I
You
don't
don't think
believe
so?
that works like that. I don't think the software on the other end. Negotiable affection. That's a good word for it.
Oh, there you go.
I like that.
By the way,
Thank
it's
you.
good.
That's good.
I want to
That's
thank
good.
you, Phantom. You mentioned about the ship printing. And this is the person, and after we leave here, there's actually a ritual we go to that involves going out and closing down a 24-hour Denny's. The oxymoron there. So anyway, I will bring the ship printing up to him, and we'll see what we can get done and how that'll work. So I'll
The
add
big
that
one?
to the list. Thank you,
The
Phantom.
big ship?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
big
yeah,
ship.
we've got it. We've got it loaded.
Yeah.
Yeah?
We have some pieces. We have some pieces.
Oh, okay.
So there you go. They're already way ahead of us. When is the Boneslife Pledge Manager be updated to account for your stated plan of making the pirate ship an opaque clear or translucent green?
I thought
That's
it
a-
was just going to
That's
be...
a Ron question.
That's a wrong. There it is.
Yeah.
There you go.
So-
That's why you need to watch tomorrow and ask Ron.
We kind of touched on this stuff very briefly because if you want an in-depth explanation
Yeah.
or those
There we
questions,
go. Trouble one. Mike,
tomorrow
no
at
trouble.
3 o'clock is your
Yeah.
time.
In fact, I'm going to go out on the record and say it's going to be peppermint colored, and that way Ron can correct me.
Yeah.
Okay, now you guys are just making work for Ron. But
So-
quote Dave on that, guys.
There, yeah. Dave said...
All right. So we have that, and so that's really the Bones 5 update for tomorrow. That's
that
everything.
and the big one was PayPal that we're now... It's been
yeah. No,
confirmed
we got
we're
PayPal.
actually, yeah.
Got that. There's just so much to cover so fast before we get to goof off, and.
This isn't like eating your vegetables so that you can goof off. Ed.
Yeah, it is.
We got
not.
to pace ourselves too. Let's.
Oh.
Remember this?
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, he had us practice it. Yeah.
This really is like wrangling cats.
Thank you, Tom Bomk. Tom Bomk. There you
Tom
go.
Bomb BC.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Tom Bomb BC.
I'm assuming. I have no idea.
Well, you said it so authoritative. You know.
Well, you just got to be confidence. Just confidence. Then
A
believe
plaid
you.
option for the ship? Then that would be interesting. Peppermint flavored bones, plastic confirmed.
There you go.
Oh, wow.
They're
I
doing
don't know if you
well.
should be eating them, but I guess you could probably. We had some pieces years
See,
ago
now-
cast in chocolate.
Now tomorrow, be sure and bring that up to Ron.
So what
Yeah.
we didn't say, that was our special ed news.
Special.
Yeah, that pause was not on
Wow.
purpose.
Not many people are allowed to call me special.
That was our segment, special ed news. So thank you, everyone.
All right, so let's go look back at the run sheet here. What else do we got? You showed them the paint case building.
Got that.
Building.
Oh, real quick on the building. We are down to needing our official address, which we didn't get today. I should have tomorrow. They saw it. I get it this week.
Yeah.
8 weekends tomorrow. But when I have the official address, I put a Knox box on, and we get our permits, and we're done for that for the back.
So we
part
just
of the
need
building.
the numbers.
Thanks for the sub,
the
Deep One.
official numbers.
6
So-
inches tall.
Yeah, I've
and
already got all that stuff. Everybody's waiting for that one little
That
bit
one
of
number.
information. Yeah.
We'll probably get a picture of you.
So we've
pointing
got
at it
that.
as you put it up.
Painting case, final design. Yeah, so we covered those. Yeah.
And then there's the Super Bowl question. Justin, there was actually a poll that what would you give up to go get a seat at the Super Bowl? And 7% said they would give up an organ. And 12% said that they would go with a year without sex. And 20% said they would quit drinking for a year. Do you fall into any of those categories?
So drinking, is that like alcohol or
yeah.
anything?
Alcohol.
Well,
Just
no.
for a free ticket to the Super Bowl.
I said I would give up all three if the Cowboys were playing it.
Oh, okay.
But if they're not, I actually may not even watch it at home, to be honest with you.
Oh, cranky duck. Well, who's Oregon?
Yeah,
that reminds
really.
me. Years ago, we used to play Magic, and we were learning it. And Ed's son was playing one night late at night, and then it said like, when you cast this, magic item disappears, right? And so he goes, okay, I'm playing this, and that magic item there. No, I think it's out of yours. It doesn't say that. You lose
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So which organ, whose organ is going to be sacrificed?
It's always
Yeah.
negotiable. It
Yeah.
always is. So next we have a special announcement, which is we are going to. You want to pull up the. We're going to do the Australian Bushfire Relief Fund. This will be coming out
Oh,
next week.
yes. This is very
He's got
special.
a graphic for it. You've got the models over there, Dave. If you want to put them up.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Hidden-
I'm going to show the graphic now, I guess.
Yeah. Show the graphic, and then that'll allow me to put them up on the pedestal of doom, or QVC.
So for
as
those
we
that
like
haven't
to
been
call it.
keeping up with it, Australia's in an apocalyptic fire. A lot of people are. We're going to also raise money for them. We've got a little bit of a twist to it. Jason Wiebe donated 2 figures. 2 figures that Andy Paper had already sculpted will also go up. So they have 3 options. Any of these purchases, when you make it, we're going to give $7.50 to the RSPCA of South Australia. And in turn, because they need money now more than later, we're going to precede it or prepay them $5,000 when we launch,
Is that it?
just to be able to get the ball rolling. And then at that point, it'll be in the fans' hands to see what they can do. So if you get the camera
QVC
going,
cam
the
going.
QVC cam going,
And take away the flower.
or move that over either way. So what we have there is hope on the left for rebuilding and healing.
With the plant.
Then we
yes.
have the warrior, which is her courage, which is he has a
The fire
fireman's
axe.
pickaxe.
Yeah.
And then we have just a traditional kangaroo and a traditional koala in a tree. So the 2 on the right are a set. They would be one, and then each of the pandas. I keep calling it pandas. Oh my God.
No, they're koalas.
Uh,
So yeah, we'll put some space in between there.
Yeah, there you go.
These
But-
are all separate.
I like your
the
attitude,
Koalas
Lycos.
are separate.
Huh?
So I like Lycos' attitude.
What?
He said, son of a bitch, I'm in.
Oh. So anyway, that's what we're going to do. And
It's,
now, this is just to let y'all heads up. We'll officially have this go live. It'll go live next week, hopefully earlier than later. They were finishing up on tooling today, and it's got to get into production. There's only one day for that,
Yeah.
so it probably won't go into production until Monday. I would say possibly as early as Tuesday.
On
Maybe
sale?
Monday if we really
Yeah.
push hard.
Joe Ciarchi, these are in metal, not in bones.
Yes, it'll all be, because we don't have time to be able to go get a plastic tool made and to get it to go and get it in production, things like that. They need it now, so we will be doing metal for it.
So again, this would be $10. This is 10.
They're all,
and
I
then-
think, if I
and these two are
understand,
10.
to the 2 together are 10. So
Okay.
each of the 3 are $10, of which we're going to give $7.50 for each one to the art directly to them. We'll have more information as we go.
We'll keep you apprised of the.
They'll be available in Europe.
I'll
we
be
will
counting
be
the
getting them.
beans and letting you
Now,
know on the
for
update.
Europe, they won't be able to ship till they go into production, so they won't even go out until Europe's pallet next week.
Right.
Australia will have them. We'll be able to ship them. There'll be some going down to Etherworks. I saw Nick in there. So they will be available in the UK, but we'll have to ship them to get them over there before he'll turn them on.
Yes.
So you might be later in the week or early the following week. So anyway, that was our big thing. I mean, that was one of the things that we wanted to really cover tonight to start with. But again, it'll start next week. There'll be more information. Ron, if you have any questions, Ron's a good guy to ask tomorrow.
So I'm curious.
Yes.
If we prepay 5,000, if we sell more than that,
No, they get all the money. We're
All
just
of
going
it,
to
right.
seed it up front.
prepaying
because
5,
normally if
so-
we'd have to wait, then we'd
Yeah.
have to get it
Now,
and parse it. It could take weeks to get
If
it down
it
there.
totally blows and we don't raise it, they get
They
to keep
get
the
to keep
5.
all
We're
the
not.
money.
We're not.
Yeah, if we
Oh,
don't
no,
raise it.
we're
yeah.
not going to go back and
No,
weird.
there's no
Yeah.
there's no takebacks.
Yeah.
No, we'll
No
just
takesies.
what we will do tomorrow, in fact, too, is to do it because we want to put the receipt up and everything else. Is I'll go ahead and make that pledge tomorrow and get that paid.
That'd be cool.
And kind of a thing.
That is
So-
really cool.
So anyway, that's what we'll be doing. Y'all look for more information next week. Everybody here is really pulled in, especially Ron is really carrying this one across the finish line. He's really doing well.
Ron.
Ron. I know. God almighty.
Unfortunately, guys, we don't have a link for you yet because it's not on sale. But I promise the
Yes.
first show, as soon as it is, will be up on that show, and you can go and buy it.
And we will have this out. John, or the social media will be pushing
Yeah,
out the
Paulos, yeah.
everything out.
Paulos
So
out,
as you
yeah.
saw on that banner, it's missing the two other figures too. We'll have a little bit more organized banner. So, but it'll all get pushed out. So, anyway, that was a big thing. But we still have something, Dave, that's really a lot of fun.
What's that?
That's Audrey working.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
That's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Audrey, as in yes, the little
The
shop of
paint
horrors.
machine. The
Yes.
paint machine.
David was getting bored back there, so I'm glad
I
you
know.
guys brought
Was
him
he
back
really?
up.
I'm just
Did he have
looking at
that?
you. I'm just
He's
sitting
had
there.
that look on his face like Jesus
Play.
Christ.
Yeah.
Get me
He was
the hell
playing
out of here.
games on his phone. He was looking at the ceiling.
See,
That's why I said I need the escape route so I can get out of
He's
here.
trying to figure out how to type in free in his
Yeah, how do I
phone.
get out of here?
Yeah. Come help me. So anyway, call the police.
Yep.
All right, David, you ready?
Dave,
Yeah. Showtime.
Right. So we're gonna look at I should have taken a picture of the machine for you.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that. Do you
In
have it on
fairness, and I will pull it up, we did do a video tour of the paint department, which had a big chunk on Audrey. So if you want to see a wide view, they can see it there. I'll pull up the video.
there? Yeah,
to
pull that
link
one
it.
up, and I can talk about what the machine is doing, and
Okay.
they can back away from that later on.
So
Now here's the interesting difference. I'm building this trebuchet and I don't use a ruler. Everything he does involves using a ruler. Okay, just so that you know.
I could see you on Tuesdays.
Train
you know?
Tuesday.
Oh,
Well,
man,
I don't
gonna
know.
cut
Maybe this
aluminum.
maybe this
yeah.
aluminum chunk will go in there. I don't know. I didn't like that
We
one. Let's
some-
get this one.
We use tape sometimes and hot glue. I've used putty. I learned a lot from you guys about the artistry of coming to solutions.
Oh,
And so we use cameras and vision systems, so I always use a big chunk of clay or green stuff and I plug it up in the corners. And that's what I learned from you guys. So.
Oh.
But yeah, I use a lot of rulers.
So we should never look
calipers.
under the machine going, look at all
ah,
that
you'll
putty."
be looking at all the magic.
Yeah, we clean it.
It's like looking up your under your. Never mind. I won't
Yeah,
say
yeah,
that.
don't go there.
I'm not gonna say it.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about the top-down view. Is that what you're showing me? Or?
yes, I will go ahead and put it up now.
Okay. All right,
There
so
we
yeah,
go.
this is Audrey. It's without the noise, so you can't hear the clunk, 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 clunk. That's the sound that a
air
typical
powered.
clunk, 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 clunk,
Yeah.
clunk.
Air and electric.
Yeah.
But it
And,
does sound like a steampunk kind
yeah.
of machine marching.
And it's got a very good rhythm to it. They were talking today about having the machine just run a Twitch channel on it, so people can listen
Yeah,
to it and paint
yeah.
to the noise. But if you start from the top, the very top, you can't see the station. We're loading the bottle. And then station number 2, there's a little green light up there toward the 1
Top,
o'clock position.
Yeah.
And there's 12 sections, so you can say 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. That's checking to make sure the bottle is in the
That
right
dropped,
position
yeah.
and that it's not turned the wrong way. If you turn it the wrong way, then we have problems and paint goes everywhere.
Yeah.
So we found every problem that we solved, we had the problem to begin with. So we blew paint everywhere one time. Station 2 is vacant. Station 3 is the bead dropper.
Which is that white box there.
Yep, and that's the beads that you're using. Now you guys changed beads around a couple of
All the
times.
time,
and
yeah.
You've got different
it's
ones.
getting consistent sizes, yeah.
Well, they've got to be exactly, I think, 280 thousandths or less, or they won't go through the hole. And we're gonna see some pictures of that in a
Okay.
few minutes. But that machine, we couldn't figure out how to drop the beads because it's not a repeatable shape.
Yes.
And we noodled on that for several hours, and finally we went to lunch, and there was a popcorn machine in the place we went to lunch, and we're like, oh, that's it. We're going to make a popcorn machine to blow the beads around, and eventually when you blow those things around inside there, and we'll see a close up here in a minute, they'll fall in the hole. So we created this random
to actually show that it fell through the hole.
Yep, we're going to show it here in just a few minutes.
Okay.
Station.
The next one.
The next one.
After the beads would be the
3, 4, 5.
Oh, keep it
Yeah,
back
5
up
and
there.
6. Yeah, go back to that one.
There we go.
Yeah, I think 4 is empty, and then 5 and 6.
Aren't those the paint?
Where the hoses, that's
Yeah,
the
the
pump
hose.
paint going in.
5 is filling. It's doing a gross fill. So this was a unique problem because we were trying to hit, I think,
A certain
5 or
number.
6 seconds.
Yeah.
So I can't pump enough paint through the nozzles to, in the 6 seconds, accurately fill the bottle. So we had to separate it. We have a gross fill, and then we have a fine fill on station 6. That's the 5. Well, yeah, it's this 5 o'clock position. I guess it does get off a little bit. The bottom one is putting the nipples on, the nipple press, and there's 1,000 jokes that pop out around that one. So it's picking up the nipple, and the nipples, you see, they're going down that track. That's a 3D printed track. There's actually a lot of 3D printed components
Which we've
on here.
replaced. I mean, periodically, we've got the files here, and when that one wears out, we just go print that 3D part and put it on,
Yep, and we've got a vacuum that picks up the nipple, carries it across that transition, and punches it into the bottle. And then on station 8, it's kind of in that 7 o'clock position, if you will. There's a little red light. That's a laser, and we're looking to make sure that the nipple is placed where it's supposed to be. You don't want to obviously don't want to build it and have all the paint go through there and not have the nipples in it. It's important to have all the assembly steps monitored. The 9th station, and that's at about the 8 o'clock position, it's going and grabbing the cap. So we have a little shuttle, and it's picking the cap up, bringing it over, placing it. This one we have a couple jams occur on this guy sometimes, but overall it works very well. Go one more station, and it's in the 9 o'clock position on this dial. Station 10 is looking to make sure that we place the cap where it's supposed to be. And it's kind of tricky because you have a glossy white, a glossy black, and a glossy gray. Gray and black do really well, but the white reflects the laser in all sorts of different directions. So we have a hard time checking that one, so that was kind of a unique problem. The next station is the cap rundown. That's station 11, and we'll see a close-up of that in a few minutes. What it has to do, though, we can't just go down there and start turning stuff because it'll cross-thread the caps going onto the bottle. So we have to back it up about 90 to 120 degrees, make it reset itself vertical, and then we run it down. And then it'll torque it down to hand tight. The final station, we have to eject the bottle. Now, this is the most important station, because if you don't eject the bottle, it's going to run all the way back through there, and you're going to have really serious problems. So this was one. Normally, when we design a machine, we will we'll make what they call a bit register, and it watches to make sure that something's in every nest. And this one was so critical. When we found this, by the way, the hard way, we have to make sure it cycles every time, whether it's empty or not, to positively eject the paint bottle. So I think we made several million off it here.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, the counter's way up there.
We've probably had a problem maybe 3 or 4 times. Something you can't even predict just happens. So
I was just amazed at how many of the pieces would actually wear out over time. It's very much like the water over the stone, slow abrasion.
Yep.
You'll get 200,000 bottles out of this piece, and you'll get 400 out of this one. And then this one's still not going, but it was one of the ones we thought would go early.
Oh yeah,
And stuff. It's amazing.
Surprised the vacuum filters are the ones that clog faster than I thought they would. I didn't think they would clog like they do. There's a lot of trash that comes in on the nip, not trash, but just debris. And after you touch it a million times, you get just a little fleck, and
that's the one
clogs
that'll,
things. Yeah, it'll clog a filter. So
Okay.
go
Go
want to
ahead.
go to station 2, and we'll just zip right through these little videos.
Oh, you don't do this.
Yeah, we got some.
I like watching.
So there's where it's looking for
sensor.
the bottle. Now, if it were upside down, that red light wouldn't show up properly. It would just pass across, so it wouldn't get the reflection. And it's important to know that this is here, because if it's not here, we're going to blow paint everywhere because we think it's there. So we have to establish that, yes, it is here. Go on to the next one, station 4. I wonder if I zoom. Oh yeah,
That's
good.
yeah.
I did
That's
zoom
the
in on it.
bead. Yeah.
So this one has a little laser that we actually have to pass through. Now there's 2 types of lasers. There's some that reflect off of the part, and there's some that are called through beams. So we have an emitter and a receiver, and this breaks that light beam. And of course, you know, we had to figure that out. So it breaks the light beam, and we know we put the beads in there. Now it's hard to say that you put 1, so you might get an extra one. You might get 1, 2,
Right,
3.
yeah. Yeah.
You know, we looked at that, and I think I asked you, I said, how much do these things cost? Do I need to care? And you said,
Right,
oh,
no, don't
no,
care.
don't.
Yeah.
You
don't
get 2
care.
or
Just
3
keep
bonus.
going. Yeah, you're good. So sometimes you might get a really shaky bottle sometimes. That's really good. But it positively determines that it gets it, and this station's, it's actually really reliable.
And you'll hear it. It'll stay at that station until it breaks it. You'll hear
Yeah.
the pop, the pop, the pop.
Yeah,
it's
and then
usually
finally,
about
yeah.
no more than 2 or 3 if it's having a problem.
We have what's called an overtimer. So your machine is set up to cycle about every 6 seconds. I've gotten it up to 4.5 today. But if it hits 9 seconds, it's going to kick itself out.
Oh, and just say.
And it says,
you got a
hey, I
problem,
don't
we
do
got
it. So
an
this
error,
thing
yeah.
tries to blow that bead through there until it hits the 9 seconds, and then it stops you. So let's go to the next one. It's 5 and 6. So here we're pumping. I had to do a bunch of different videos, but this is where we were making some yellow paint. And you can see on the right, what do people see? Is it their right or our left?
No, it's
or-
what you see right there, so it's there, right?
So their right, okay, so their right
Is the gross
is
fill,
the
yeah.
gross fill, and it fills it up really fast. And then the one on the left, it gets it right up there to the neck of the bottle. That's what we try to hit. And it's actually very reliable as well. We looked at this station. We use a sensor called a capacitive sensor. So it's kind of like a magnet. It just tells, the magnet moves around and it tells you, oh yeah, something's there.
Something happened.
Yep, something happened. You know, we can do cameras and we can do all sorts of things that watch it, but this is really reliable and it's pretty economical as well. So you can go to station, is it 7A? I think it's the nipple track. Nipple track.
Oh, they're one to have the
nipple
nipple
track
mask
and
off
the
when
nipple
they do
press.
it. Yeah,
The
Reaper
nipple
Do we need
press.
to block any of these, Justin?
Yes, I need to censor this one.
little X's on all of them.
So this is the nipples going down the track. You can go to the 7B. We're going to pick those up and place them. That's the old nipple shoot. We thought that was really cool, but it didn't work. So we had to do something else that was even, it's actually simpler and less parts. It's funny, whenever we design something, the guys, they'll bring me their designs, and I usually say, cut the parts in half. And then they cut about 33% of them out
And get
and
it
bring
down
it back
to-
to me.
it's
It's
like
cut
we
the parts
design-
in half again.
Yeah.
So this one actually has 1, 2, 3, about 10 parts on
to
that
it, yeah.
shoot. The other one is just one piece.
That goes, yeah, the
And it's
full
like,
way.
if you can always get down to one piece that's really complex and it does a lot of cool stuff, then you'll be a lot more successful. So I think this machine, there's probably 120 machine parts, and when we started, there were about maybe 210.
Oh, wow.
And so we
Pull
cut
a
them
chunk
out. We try to get to the half, but it's always the first draft, cut them in half, cut them in half. And every time
Well, I
you,
mean, when we design areas in the shop, we do the same thing. We'll lay out an area on paper, and then it's okay, guys. Well, get rid of that door, or do this, or just totally start it. No, and then it's amazing.
Yeah.
After when you have to sit down and keep pushing and thinking.
So what it's doing, so it parks, it has to, oh, it was there, yeah, there it is. So it parks above the bottle, and then one very important thing is we cannot index the machine if we don't have everything where it should be. Because if you do, you're going to break something, and it'll break it. It doesn't care. It'll break a finger, it'll break a cylinder, it'll break metal. It's really powerful, and it'll shift through there. So it runs across, and it picks up the nipple. There's a sensor that says, hey, the nipple's gone. Well, first it says, hey, I'm here. You pick it up, hey, it's gone. It goes down in there, runs back, presses it. It's got a sensor that says, hey, you're where you need to be. And then it goes to the next station. And that little red dot, you'll see it on the tip of the nipple there. It's watching it. And if it's not there, it'll stop the machine and say,
Say
you're
you don't have a
reaching-
nipple, we're
Yeah.
not getting ready to,
Yeah, your nipple's not where it needs to be.
Your nipple
You're
is.
missing a nipple. So then we move on to the next one. So the next station, and this is a good view, is the cat press, but we'll go to the, yeah, he's got it better. So this one is a cap shuttle, and what we do is we fill that chute with caps, and on this one we don't have the orientation checked. So you can actually put a cap in upside down. We've done that. That's bad too. But right now we pick it up, place it over with a little vacuum, put it where it needs to go. It's Blair Witch Project here. Goes over to places the cap, goes to station 10, and you can see the little light up as the black cap comes into play. So it moves around, and that light will come on. All right, you can go to the next station.
There you go.
Yeah, okay, well, on the right, that's the little servo drive, and we're going to run that down. It's a stepper motor, actually. It's going to run that backwards and then down. So you'll see it back up and then run it down. And it runs it down until it torques it, and you've got these little rubber caps that dissolve themselves over time. They wear out eventually. But it runs it down. It's really reliable. That motor and that system, yeah, several million. It's gone through quite a bit.
Yeah,
It's
done.
I didn't think it'd last that long, but it's been
thanks.
a pleasant surprise. Well, that's how it gets you, right? Spare parts.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he just sells us this, and
Yeah,
then
yeah,
it's the toner that
It's
we
a
have
spare
to.
part. It's a toner.
Yeah.
The next station, that's your eject station. So it's just pushing those guys out
Into a tub.
into a tub, and it's got a very distinctive ding, ding, ding. You know, when you hear
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
and if you don't hear it, something's wrong. You got to stop it. Now, I think the next project we're gonna kind of talk about it.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
label. So we're going to link this, and we're going to actually put a camera to look and make sure that the level is where it needs to be, and there's not like a short shot or something like
Right.
that. The cap's not busted, and we're going to run it straight into the label machine. So then it'll go through and it'll get slapped around, and then it'll go into your bucket that finally
At
goes
that
into
point,
your kit.
yeah,
Yeah.
be
So
labeled.
we'll use a camera. We're going to do a lot of the people aren't as reliable as you want them to be. They are about 88%
kidding.
effective. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're about 88% effective on an inspection. So what you do is if you want to get to 99.9%, you inspect, and you inspect, and
3
you
tiers,
gradually
yeah.
build it up. So, you know, whenever you see something that's loose or not quite right, somebody has to look for it. Well, we're going to put a camera on there that's going to look for all those dimensions and make sure everything's exactly where it needs to be. You'll still look at it, but it's going to filter out a whole lot of stuff and increase
But I've
the
seen in
reliability.
other factories I've toured, they have that. They'll have like there was a glass float plant I went to, and the glass is coming by, and they're looking for every imperfection.
Yep.
And they had at the first time I went through, they had 6 rows of people that were sitting there marking on the glass, showing
Yeah.
it, and they still had a defect rate. So they just replaced all of that with a camera, and you could watch the screen as it was just immediately going and finding. And yeah,
It's amazing. There's stuff you can see. I mean, I go to the border a lot, and you know, the technology is there. This is stuff that was developed in the 80s and 90s. But you know, you go through the border, and they measure your car, and they can see, you know, when it comes back across.
oh, if you're
You're
sitting
going
low,
about 70 miles an hour, and those cameras work. I mean, it's very effective. The technology is pretty amazing. So.
Isn't this how Terminator got started?
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
this is
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
okay. Just
Well,
make
it's
sure
really
we're
weird because we print other printers at our shop.
okay.
See?
Not
So-
bad.
That's how
yeah.
it starts.
It's,
What's the
you
name
know,
of your
we just-
company again? Is it
Skynet?
Not Skynet, yeah.
It's not Skynet?
Trenchworks, he just moved the
Skyworks,
words around.
yeah,
It's
Skyworks,
Skynet,
yeah.
yeah.
I don't think
But,
it's a conspiracy theory, guys.
So while you were going through this entire process, they've been having fun, like almost like telling fart jokes about nipples and chat.
Oh, I hadn't even read it.
Yeah.
I'm about to go. I'm about to scroll through all
Yeah,
these.
cameras are going to steal the jobs.
It's too many jobs, yeah.
There were some questions, so I've been writing them down. Dark Star, why are there white and black caps in the video? What's the difference? Ed, you want to take that?
Well,
one?
what we did have, when we first started out, it's the naivety of being able to, when they give you choices, you feel compelled to choose, right?
You should never
So-
have a choice.
Right. And so we had white caps, and then we saw we could have black caps. So, of course, then we chose to put that. So this line got black, and that line got white. So now what happens is depending on the paint that's going through here, that's the color cap you're going to get. But we are changing to all white caps. We had said we were going to go to all black. And so to add confusion to it,
We're now going
we're going all white.
Just when you
because-
think,
But that was because everybody pointed out very, very correctly that a lot of people take the color of the bottle and they drop it into that little part on the lid so they can see it. And
What
if you put black on there, you wouldn't see
it's hard, the contrast, yeah.
Where do the blue caps come in?
it. Those we never did. You're talking about the gray.
Sure.
Sure,
Yeah.
blue,
That was
gray.
a different line.
Sure.
Yeah, whatever.
We'll go
That
with
was a
that.
different line.
Yeah, okay.
So at that point, we were done.
So, you said that you had the cap in a lot of times and it went and paint sprayed everywhere. Someone wanted to know if you made Sadie clean it up.
Oh, no.
Twistedoma.
So we're in Sandy, Utah as well. So that's where we build all of our equipment. So the first time it did it, I made my kid clean it up. So
Oh, hey.
he usually
wanna earn
runs
your
all
allowance?
the machines off. You know, he ran this one off for us, and but I think we blew it up.
Okay.
We blew it up there first. Yeah.
We've had a few down here, definitely.
Yeah,
And,
that Sadie has that.
But
to
I
clean
mean,
up,
Sadie,
yeah.
it just really depends.
She
It's
cleans
usually
it,
the
yeah.
operator is the one that has to clean it up, but then you have to have somebody come back and deep clean it. There's cleaning it up and getting back into production, and then we got to take it apart and clean it.
Actually, that was something interesting. If you can you show the top-down view again?
Yes, I can.
The cleaning, Ed and Dave can tell me what they want. And, we try to satisfy the design requirements that somebody tells us. And you think you know what you're doing until you understand what they were really wanting and what they were talking about. So the cleaning on this one, we had to make all of those stainless steel parts removable. And we had a little bit of a challenge with that because the aluminum that it's built on, you have to clean it. We found that we could make the parts all pull out if we did the right configuration. So all of those little wafers you see, or disc triangles you see, those are removable, and we can put them in the sink or the dishwasher, and they'll clean themselves. And then the nest itself, it has to be able to be removed from the machine so it can be soaked and cleaned. So those are some kind of unique problems. We ended up, we dropped down in the parts, and then we had to add a bunch back because we had to make it all come off and work really easily. But and actually those nests, those were a 3D print, and then we resin cast all of those nests in.
We started off with a 3D print, but it didn't last long enough.
It didn't last very long.
And so we went to a hard resin.
And the resin is cheaper, it's easier, faster, better.
And there are holes down there for Forever Night that catch all of the things that drop through that at least make it that far.
Oh yeah.
You can have, whether it be paint or nipples or anything else. There's a tray down there. We've never emptied it. We figured Dave will have a heart attack if he ever goes in there and see what we've got in there. But nonetheless, But all of those pieces, all of that stuff around there, those, like you said, those little wedges, they all come out and they can be put in the sink and soaked. Yeah. And it's usually a once a week activity. On Friday before when they get down, the last thing they do on Friday is put it in. It soaks, and on Monday morning it's reassembled.
Okay, Krim Heidel, no, that was not Sophie Champagne. That was Candlelight Yellow that was being pumped.
So I have one last video.
Then, good question for Ed or Dave here. Lavabeing, how much of 3D printing is going to be used in production in the future?
Just about everything. Watch Star Trek.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, I mean,
there
I would
you
think.
go. Heard it first right here.
Yep.
Ed's going to shave his head, and we're going to start calling him Picard.
Yeah.
I do have one last video, Dave.
Oh, good.
The screens, remember?
Oh, yeah,
that's
sorry,
the
I
screens.
preempted. I'm sorry, yeah.
So yeah, the screens. So this one was, with any machine, you've got to make it so that you can understand how things work. So these are a list of all of the different screens. Can you make it go back to that first one?
First
yeah, that
screen?
one right there. Stop. Yep. Back up.
Stop. Oh, pause. Oh,
There's I can't pause it.
It's okay. It's cool. Anyway, there's a main screen. And
There
the
it
main
goes.
screen-
There it is
there we
again.
go. Right
There it
there.
is.
So talk real fast.
Stop it right there.
So we that screen gives you a big status report of what's going on, and then every station's got an HMI, human machine interface, and yeah, right, Skynet again. So this is where we go to control each station, and we can put it in counters. I love counters. I love statistics. This is where you can really find out how many they made in a day. This tells us exactly where our problems were. Station 8, we had a nipple fault. So we didn't put our nipples where they needed to be. And we had 32 of them, 32 nipple issues. Bottle drop station. I mean, you can just see all of the different information that we're trying to track. All the sensors light up, so you can see it light up like a Christmas tree as the machine's doing what it needs to do. We have counters to monitor how the rubber's wearing. We have counters to monitor how many gallons you've pumped. We just really burrowed down into it. And there's can I talk about the special warning that pops up when we hit 4,000?
Yeah.
The condition about Dave.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The Dave is sexy meter.
Yeah, there's the David sexy.
So whenever you get about 5,000 models or paint bottles produced, Dave becomes 10% sexier. 15 if he's standing next to the system.
So, to explain that one.
There needs no explanation.
No explanation. Yeah.
It's right there.
So,
it's an HR manual.
So Dave Baker here he's trying to convince us that we really need to make this paint machine, but he needs to also manage our expectations. So he's in my office talking to me, and he just says, "Okay, what do you expect? What do you expect out of this machine?" So that we're all on the same sheet of paper here, and I expect it to make me look 10% sexier. And then I got the squint look, like, did I just hear that?
So he put it in there.
What's this guy talking about?
Yeah.
It's in there.
Yeah, so it's in there. And of course, Ed won't let me go down there and talk to the girls that are pumping paint and go, hey, does this make me look 10% sexier?
Yeah, we don't go.
Don't do that.
That's not going to creep him out.
No.
The worst disaster that's ever happened with the machine. I know that the other day they accidentally put a full bottle through and it exploded, or got squished and went splurted.
Oh, that was the.
That was the error that we don't know how or why that.
Don't know
But
why.
really the worst one that happens is when they clean those hoses out, they attach them to pressure nozzles at the sink.
Right.
And if they don't get the hose
Yeah.
all the
All the
way
way
up
on? Oh,
and
yeah.
turn it on, and it pops, man, it's all over the place, and that's probably about
We
it.
did talk to Sadie today, and one of the things you do with any kind of process is changeover reduction. So now we're looking at trying to reduce the time it takes to convert to a new paint. So she was
yeah.
asking me some questions, and we came up with a plan for making that faster and easier, and maybe save some paint from flying all over the walls. So,
Yeah.
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 We always look at this stuff.
So Wild Crazy Hungry actually said that if you're Picard, then I could be Data and Ron could be Riker.
Yeah, that would be about right. Yeah. Adrian would be, I can't think of the girl, the counselor.
psychic. Yeah, the counselor.
Counselor.
Yeah,
Can I be
there you
Scotty?
go.
Can I be Scotty? No, wait.
No, that's yeah.
O'Brien.
Boomer.
Not a boomer.
Somebody, and I didn't write your name down, but somebody asked what kind of beads we use. We use lava beads, isn't it? And or glass beads.
Glass beads out of India.
Out of India, but we're in the process of getting ready to change that over too. So.
Dave's going to get. It wouldn't be the first department that I was banned from.
He's actually been banned from several areas at times, depending on what was Beverly Crusher. That was it. Yeah.
Yes, that's the nurse.
So real quick on ReaperCon, something I just going to give a quick explanation. The room sold out in less than an hour. This has never happened, and what this has done is caused really quite just a consternation. The hotel was actually taken back quite a bit over this. So Adrian's been talking with them. We're going to get more rooms. We've got our other hotel. We're getting stuff sorted. It's not happening as fast as we thought because we didn't really. Normally, this whole process for us to make the request, for them to get through their meetings, all this kind of stuff, could take a week or 2 weeks. And in the past, it took months to sell out. So we had these. We could see it coming weeks ahead and get it done. So when it all happened in less than an hour, yeah, that was quite a mess. No, we're not ISO 9001 certified. So anyway, that's what happened there. But we are in the process. We should have hopefully more information there.
We're Dave 9000 certified. There you go.
Yeah.
There we go. And that gets you a Tootsie Roll.
Somebody
There you
asked, Alan Bradley, PLCs.
Yeah. Yes. Grosjetti asked, what is the PLCs used in the machine?
Yeah, Alan Bradley. We've
Bradley,
tried
okay.
a lot of different ones, and honestly, Alan Bradley engineers, you can find Alan Bradley engineers anywhere. And I hate some stuff about Alan Bradley, pieces because of the clunkiness of the software, but it's perfect. I should have showed a ladder logic, kind of the logic of how it works. It's kind of neat to see. It's all flowchart stuff.
And Achilles, which you remember
Right,
him.
Achilles,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, that's
Achilles
Ramiro,
too.
yeah.
He wants to know how long did it take to develop the machine?
Gosh, how long did that take? We saw you.
Well, to convince you to sign off on paying for
Oh,
it.
that took 3 years.
That was the longest part. Now once he said,
I'm holding for 10% sexy here.
yeah,
I
and
don't know.
once he got the go to build it, then
Well, I think that's how we met you. We kept seeing Adrian at Gamma, and I would always go up to her and say, "Hey, give this to somebody, and see if you want this stuff. We can help you." And then year 2 came by. We tried it again. We didn't hear anything. And year 3, I think you actually opened the box and said, "Wow, this is kind of good." And
that's start with the tank.
Yeah, somehow
Yes.
then you
Yeah.
called us, and we started making stuff for you, and you
And
asked.
it went from
Yeah, and then you asked a question a certain way, and I says, "Oh, we can automate that," and that became
Goes.
very interested.
And this is all. This machine's been online now for how long? About
2 years,
2
2.5
years,
years.
yeah,
I think
2
we
years.
commissioned it. It took about 3-4 months to design it, and then a few months to build it.
Okay.
Then we had to commission it at our shop, and then we send it down here. We do a FAT, factory acceptance test, and you come to our shop and you run it and
Well, I
say
remember
you're
it
happy.
came out. Yeah, we had that.
And then we're good at crating. We've built 450 machines of various sizes, kind of similar to this, and we send it down here and we do what's called a SAT, site acceptance testing, and that's where I come down for a week. We commission it, and now I come down every 3 or 4 months. Sometimes on short notice, sometimes on fast notice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we help you out, so we just keep it running and it does a good job.
Actuators. Someone was asking about the actuators. What actuators?
Oh,
are you using?
we use a lot of different kinds. This machine uses PhD and Bimba. Both of those are made in the United States. It's a lot faster to procure. They're on the shelf in Indiana, so we can just order those and they'll come to us. A lot of stuff that we do like for controls is SMC for the valving and a few other odds and ends.
Okay.
But there's probably 4 or 5 different brands. Most of it's made in the U.S. except for the PLCs and the valve stack. That's made in Japan.
He just
Now,
made
somebody
up a
just
bunch
asked
of
about the-
acronyms, Dave.
Two things, huh?
He just made up a bunch of acronyms, Dave.
Yeah, I know.
Two
I like
things.
it. I'm jonesing right now.
Yes, there are flux capacitors.
Somebody asked how much it cost. I don't remember the number, but it would be safe to say that we could have bought a Ferrari or two.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
There was-
And but crissair, you asked realistically, when could we expect to have bones produced in the U.S.? Realistically, we are probably going to be about 2 years to get fully transitioned. It's really dependent on how fast we get buildings in
Yes.
and what we're doing to be
And
able
then
to have
coming
the
up
space
the
for it.
money because it's expensive to get stuff over here.
Over here, stuff like that. So I'm going to say on the
Molds, yeah.
downside, on the short side, 2 years, maybe probably closer to 3. But I think to be realistic about it, I would say about 2 years.
Yeah.
And we're already transitioning. We've got another container of tools coming over here. But there's just a lot of tools. There's just a lot of space and time. So I wanted to catch that because he was a very sincere question there.
Yeah.
And then we talked about that.
And we could have had a Ferrari.
Oh, and then
but
somebody
instead we
wanted
have
to
Audrey.
Ferrari.
Have Audrey.
Everybody here could have just about had a Ferrari, I bet. Post on Facebook with audio. Is that going to be possible, Justin?
What's that?
To post that video of it running just on Facebook with audio so they could hear it. We talked a lot about the sound.
Yeah, I assume so.
We could get another one.
Yeah, we
get another
could.
video.
Yeah, no, that's all
Okay.
possible.
We'll see if we can get that. I
You
saw
just
that
put it
come
on,
by.
just constantly rotating, and
Yeah.
you just hear
Yeah.
that noise when you're painting, and you'll get faster.
And like I said, there's
You'll paint faster.
as soon as I find it, we do have a video where we showcased it, and it's got all that noise and everything.
Oh, yeah.
John was the one who toured us through it.
Josie RK, so Bones Kickstarter 6 will be made in the U.S. Depends a lot on the cost. I don't know.
I saw that.
If we do a
if we
Kickstarter
did,
6,
Kickstarter
yeah.
6?
Yeah.
And that's 2 years off. I
Or
mean,
we
I
don't
have no
talk
clue.
about that, or do we?
I don't
Ron
even know
doesn't
about
talk about it.
Yeah, there's not even a Kickstarter 6 I know of.
Yeah.
But it would be nice if, yes. We are definitely working in that direction, hence why we've got the dirt and the land and the buildings. And
Someone
so-
asked us if we have Delta printers. We don't have those. We use the big Stratasys, EnvisionTex, 3D Systems. I think we got Ultimaker. There's 13 or 14 out there, so we have a lot of printers. They're always
Yeah.
running.
Well, I'm
Always
amazed.
running.
And somebody asked about that earlier, and I was just being dismissive when I said Star Trek. But I just bought a washing machine and dryer, and with that, there's this website I can go that if it ever needs service, they come in, they will print the parts at the facility, at the repair shop, and bring them and install them.
Yeah.
You know, it's
You don't
really
need to have
changing fast.
inventory, yeah.
Yeah, they're not keeping inventory or anything, and that's really here. There are quite a lot of parts on that machine already that Kevin will prep, and we go down and we install them here, and we really usually can tell pretty quick. That ejector house where you saw the bottles coming out made a turn. Well, as they go into that turn, they slowly wear it down.
Wear it down like a river or something. Yeah.
Actually, we had to do a jig, so I send today. So I'm going to send the files to Kevin, and then he'll print them, and then you can use it on your machine. So whenever something doesn't work, you'll call me, and I'll send you an STL file.
Right.
So you guys you avoid UPS charges and everything. But on the subject of printing, it's kind of funny. So when you get the first thing you want is a 3D printer. You get the 3D printer, and you're all excited about that.
Because you want to print tanks.
Because you want to print stuff.
Yeah.
Well, the second thing you need is another 3D printer because that one's always running because you're printing tanks and you want to print something else. But the thing that happens is you want it to be better surface texture. So like this guy, you can kind of hear the surface is
Right.
scratchy. So you want to get better resolution and smoother finish. Then the next thing you want is bigger. And then you just repeat that cycle again. And you're just constantly going through that cycle. And I think somebody had asked, we have DLP printers, we have PolyJet printers, we have FDM printers, and we've printed all sorts of stuff. Just the things we've built. Oh, we made a 15-foot long dinosaur. So a paleontologist.
I did.
You
That
saw
was-
that
that
one.
was some really
he sold
neat
it to a
stuff.
museum in England.
Man, that'd be cool.
He's a
T-Rex?
paleontologist. No, it was Allosaur.
Oh,
Allosaur,
okay,
And,
yeah. Even better.
He learned ZBrush, so he would go scan the dig site, and then he would go back and he would touch things up. They would excavate the parts. I need to send you that so you can see the print. And he'll go back and he'll touch up with ZBrush the model, and then he gave us all the files, and it was a big job. I mean, it was a big job.
Yeah,
it took a while.
they printed it full size.
Yeah.
It's full
the
size.
skeleton.
It's
Yeah.
as big as this room.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not
And-
like a little,
And there was maybe 400 bones, 300 bones on there. And when we take it off the printer, we have to put it in this vat where it soaks. Well, I made the mistake. I didn't tell the fella to not do that and to keep the batches separate. So when he comes in, he's got this box of 300 bones, and I said, do we need to sort this out for you and figure out what's what? And he's like, no, I know what's what. Because he's been looking at it
for years.
For
Yeah,
years,
yeah.
you know, he's-
If anybody would know, it would be him.
So they
right?
built it. They sent it down to a shop. Well, he has a shop down in near Provo, Utah, and they mudded all of this surface, and it looks just like a fossil that you see in a museum. And part of it was it filled in all the gaps where there weren't bones.
So yeah,
at the
because
time.
that was right. They had a few. This is real. This is real. This is real.
Yeah.
But they gave you rest of the dinosaur.
How big was the
Quite a-
table for the printer that printed it?
Oh, it was the one that printed this. So the table bed is about like that.
Yeah, 'cause
and
it's
it's
all of
about
the-
this high.
yeah.
I've got it actually on my phone. I could probably show it on there if I wanted to. But that was probably the biggest thing that we ever printed. And then, of course, we made some dinosaurs for you guys, little small guys. I was like, oh, that was really fast. The other one took 5 days. This one took, like 4 hours. So, there's all those types of things. But, yeah, that answers that question.
But like you were talking about too, you
Yes, I
end
can
up
build a
with
trebuchet.
I'll probably build a trebuchet faster than I have it. But they have a lot of their printers are very specific to the job application they're going to be used for.
Oh, yeah.
That was something I realized. You got this huge printer here. So why aren't you using that? Oh, well, no, because on that one we do ABC, and then over here we'll do LM, that kind of junk.
So we call them a hybrid kit. So when we first started, we 3D printed stuff. And we would use different printers to print the molds and to print the parts. And eventually we started putting all 3 or 4 different types of technology in the same kit. So then we got resin, and we did resin parts, and we had 3D prints in there. And then you taught us how to spin metal. So you came over, and that was awesome. I got a class from you and Kevin too. And now we put metal in the prints or in the kits. And now we're putting printed parts back in the kits because of the economics of it. And so we have these hybrid kits with resins, prints, metal.
Everything in
It's
there.
it's all in there, but it makes an awesome looking model. So it's really what fools the eye and tricks the eye into thinking it looks really
And it
cool.
was like that saying, never judge a book by its cover, right?
Yeah.
That's exactly how we met. That was that story you alluded to earlier. What happened is that he had given a box of one of his tanks to Adrian or Ron or something to
was
show,
Adrian.
and they came back and they handed it to me. And said, well, he does resin. And I look at it, it's a World War II tank, and it's resin, and it's in a box. And I'm like, well, that's like half the industry does World War II tanks and resin. So I just sort of stuck it over here. And one day, I got bored. I was in the middle of doing something, and I was waiting for it. So I thought, oh, yeah, let me pull. And I pulled it out, and it was the absolute most pristine, beautiful resin tank I had ever. This was beyond just a resin war game piece. This was like a piece of art. I was blown away. And so then I'm like, well, wait, I've got to call this guy. We've been sort of blowing him off like, yeah, you do resin. And I'm like, and when I went out to his facility, oh my God, it was like almost walking into NASA. It was like, you need to work on that book cover, because coming around in this industry and saying, well, I produced World War II tanks and resin, So that was a good story. It was amazing.
Yeah,
So.
it's fun how things happen.
You guys ready to do the giveaway?
Yeah.
Oh, does that mean we got to go? Oh, it is.
Yes.
It's been over an hour.
Yes.
Okay, so for those who don't know, because I've
Get
seen a few
hashtag
people,
free in if you haven't done it.
these are the
I already
giveaways.
drew all the names.
Yeah. So this is the Harrogate Graveyard set and the
Obsidian Crypt.
Obsidian Crypt. Both of these.
That's the set.
That's the set going tonight. So get your hashtag free in.
I just drew the names.
Oh, you've already done it.
I literally.
Oh my God.
I
So
drew them.
Don't get your
Hey,
hashtag free
listen.
in. Just
So I wanted to make sure there was no time gap there, no weird dead air, so I drew them ahead of time.
So how about 5 additional
Dead air
for
like
those
what?
for all that just got in? 5
Yeah.
more. You
5
can do
more?
justice. You can
Yeah.
grab
Sure.
5 more
Yeah.
to catch all these people.
dead air
But you
like
better be
when,
there
when
quick,
someone
fast.
says nipple, that kind of dead air.
Nipple. Free nipple.
Free nipple.
Hashtag free nipple.
Hashtag
Or
too
nipple
late.
free.
All right.
All right, so he added 5 more for everybody that just got in. So there you go.
I'm going to start, and I'm going to read these off pretty quick because we got lots of them.
All right, so there we go.
All right. First winner
All right.
is.
Drum roll.
I'm just going to say it.
Oh,
Just going
what is it?
to say it.
Okay.
All right. It's imkmarki is the first one. Twistedoma. GlassGolemG. Okay, yeah, there we go. pauljohnslife. Lunar Wolf 01. Aerogator. Max Powers 911.
Max.
Lavabeing. mgphoto. vansonny. crissair. Bass Trombone 12. Lzoril. Dave, I can hear your phone. Papa Barrow 01. Or 01? Papa Barrow 1. That's what it is. Sorry. Zanitonium. Akadoa. On the Table. I like that one. It's just easy. Agent Langdon. MonstrSlayerBoss. Lurkusspleen. Rams 2114. Hold on. I gotta wait before I can announce that one. We announced too many too fast. It's timing me out. Give me
Well,
a
while you're
second.
going, Red Roger, it's David Baker's his name, and he's from Trenchworks
With
out of
with an
Utah.
X.
With an X.
With an
Yeah.
X.
With an X.
And an N. With it, Church works.
Let's see if it works.
All right, try it again.
There we go. All right, we're back in business. F Mosquito 9, MadameGorgonzola, and then the very last one, a ransomed soul. Those are our 25 winners.
Well, congratulations to all of you.
Congratulations.
That works. That's awesome. So it's
someone-
time to go?
We have some people keep asking about the joke off.
Well, Ron's not here.
Oh.
We haven't been doing the joke. We're sort of changing the formats.
Right.
So we'll work back on to. We'll get back around. There'll be more joke offs in the future. There will be. I just don't expect it. It wouldn't be every weekly.
But in honor of Ron's joke last week, here I pulled this up while he was talking. According to Greek mythology, Chiron was half horse, half human doctor. This made him the centaur for disease control.
And that's sort of why we've sort of been pushing those to the side.
I see what
Ouch.
happens. Now that I've actually
Ouch.
experienced it.
Yeah,
In
It's
person.
got in person.
It's
in between.
different. It's different when you watch out there and then you hear it and it's like, oh.
There you go.
Yeah, back
you
to
go.
that silent, awkward silence. So anyway, guys, congratulations. Y'all have fun, stay safe, and be sure to get on our social media. I've got to do that on my run sheet too.
Yeah, Dave wins.
Yeah, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, Reddit, and
If they won, what do they do?
I'm gonna sit by your post office box.
send some Hershey's Kisses.
Yeah, tell Dave he's 10% section. Okay.
Tell me I'm
You
10%
want to send, you want
sexier.
to email reaperlive@reapermini.com.
Yes.
Okay, in the subject line, you want to put your Twitch tag, your Twitch name. And if you have used a 0 for an O or anything like that, a 3 for an E, put it in there exactly as you have it, because he will cut and paste it from there. And then you need to put inside your actual physical mailing address, not necessarily your house, where you want it mailed to. So if you go P.O. Box, things like that. And that's very important, because you would not believe how many people just
Just
hey,
send
I
it.
won.
Yeah, I won. Thanks.
Yeah, can't wait to see it. Thanks, guys. Yeah, kind of.
We'll send you an STL file. You can print your own prize.
Yeah, there we go. There's you get it. So anyway, there you go, and that's what they have to do.
All right, and I have the raid going. I'm going to go ahead and hit
we
start.
got-
Yes,
that's a good rate.
Cranky Dog 71. Remember the Australian Relief Charity next week,
Yes,
please.
we will not forget it. Yeah, we will be. It'll be all over the place next week from us.
We are rating CNOT, who sculpts
Oh, yeah.
the big stuff, the big
Yeah.
fun stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
he rated us earlier today, so I'm going to pay him back.
All right, just don't drive us into a wall like Collins does.
Oh no, he's still going.
Okay.
He's still going.
We all want to work at Trenchworks.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
The problem is they don't have a job sitting there. Just push the button to start the printer and stare at it as it works. That's
Yeah.
not a job.
All right,
it's like a
guys.
microwave.
Thank you for stopping by. Say hello once
Thanks,
again. It's
everybody.
We'll see y'all
enjoyed
later.
it.
We'll see
Ed
y'all
Pugh.
next week.
That was fun.
David Baker
Thank you.
and
And Brother Dave,
Pugh.
not ordained.
Not ordained.
Not ordained.
Thank you guys. Have a great night, and we will see you tomorrow.
We're going to
for
go
Bones
shut down
5
at Denny's. It's
live.
24 hours. So
Yeah,
I might not
let's-
see y'all for a couple days.
We're going to do that. All right. You guys have a good night.
Have fun. Be safe. This is where he tells us not to talk. But
Yeah. but-